Okay, welcome to the new overstock listing training video. If you already work with the spreadsheet that you see here on Google, we won't be going over that in the video. If you need some training on that, there will be a separate video. But basically we have our listings, our SKUs for the listings, where we're going to find that listing on Amazon or somewhere else. The price it cost us, the price we're listing it for, and the price Overstock is selling it for. Okay. So this type of listing is a little bit different. Some of you that have listed with spreadsheets before are familiar with this, so this shouldn't be too difficult. But we're going to list via a spreadsheet, and here's the spreadsheet that Overstock is using. We have already previously downloaded the template that we're supposed to use to list the listing. Okay, so this one's a home and garden, art gallery, vinyl wall art, quotes and sayings, and here you can see the listing that I've done. Okay, so for the first few, we're probably going to have you just try to do one listing at a time until you get really good, and then we can list multiples at once. Okay, so if you're doing multiple listings, you would go over here and say, okay, this is another product, and go down and do it again. Okay, but we're just going to do one. So let me delete that. This is the one we just did. So if we're doing them one at a time, we can just use the same template and basically just erase this part. This part you can leave. This is the description. We're going to fill in a certain part of this, and I'll show you how to do that. A lot of this just stays. Let me see here. Snake River. Everything that's in red has to be filled in. So all this information, since there's no warranty, since we put no warranty here, these red ones do not have to be filled in. Okay, but this stuff here, Snake River decor, that can stay. That's fine. That's fine. Replenishable, yes. That stays. The quality right now, we're listed new products, so that can stay. Okay, this is something that will change the cost. We'll fix that. Country of origin is going to be China. This is going to change. This will change. This will change. That stays. These all stay. This can all stay, and this is where our picture is going to be. Okay, so that's gonna change as well. All right. Our color attribute. Here's where if it's black, we'll keep it black. If it's not black, we change it to the color that it is. Okay, and then our style. We can do traditional. Traditional is probably the one you'll use 90% of the time on this wall vinyl, if you're doing wall vinyl. And then here, if it's an inspirational quote, you can put inspirational. If it has to do with music or movies or landscapes, people, whatever it is, you're welcome to change it to that. If it's romantic, change it to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and cruise back up to the top here. I already deleted those two. I'm going to need a new price, so I'll go ahead and delete that one. I'm going to need a new SKU or UPC. Delete that, delete that, delete that. And a new picture. Delete that. Okay. And we'll leave those for a second, but we're going to change those. I'm going to go to the spreadsheet to find the listing we're going to do, and remember, the ones that are available are in green, or sorry, the ones that have been done are in green, the ones that are available are in red. And we'll find our listing. So I just had it here. We're going to do eat, sleep, and play basketball, which is this one. Okay, so I just copy the title back to my spreadsheet, then in there, paste. Now you have to make sure this says product. If it doesn't say product, you're going to get an error. Okay, product name, Same thing. Sorry, get an error there. And then I like to put, oh, I've got to unprotect my sheet. Sometimes you'll get that on your Excel spreadsheet. Then I can just go back. I've unprotected my sheet, now let me go in there. So I like to have wall vinyl there for that. So the title and then just wall vinyl. Okay, in this one, we can just leave this make any room pop with this beautiful, and then just change this one in the quotes. Eat, sleep, play, basketball, and then it already has wall vinyl. Okay, and then the other thing we need to change is the dimensions. So let's go back, let's find our listing that we're using. Remember, we're getting them from here. Scroll down, it should tell us. Okay, this one says 30 by 90 centimeters. Okay, so we're listing these for an American audience. It'll be good, I'll show you how to do this really quick. We need to put everything in inches. So we're just going to do a calculator. Centimeters to inches calculator. And it was 30 was 1, 30 equals 11.8. And it was 90 equals 35 inches. So put those in as our dimensions. And make sure you put them in right so it looks like the 90 is the width. Yeah, 95 is the width. Okay, so we're good there. Now that's in there. The other thing you can do while you're doing that is got to go down here as well. So I like to sometimes just take care of that while I'm thinking about it. And here you have, I think I told you earlier that you could skip over this, but you've got to do these, you do have to do these boxes. We've got to do the length and the height. So that was, height is 11.5. And the length is 90. You can just leave that width at 4 inches. Am I doing that right? Let me just double check. This will be good. If I make a mistake, then we'll just learn from it. I'm new to this spreadsheet for Overstock too. Okay. So yeah, I did make a mistake. We don't want to change that. This is our shipping box. See, shipping box length and height, that can stay 4, 12, and 12. That can stay, our ounces and everything can stay there. Okay, let me find the spot where we need to put the size. Okay, it looks like it's right here. And it's not a red one, but we need to have this in here. Length and height. Right, 11.5. And this was 35, and you don't need to put a width. So we're good there now. Okay. So we have that. Now we go back to our listing. Now we need pictures of these. If you just have a black and white one, and that's all you have, we can just use that. Okay. If we have a color and a black and white, we'd like to have both of them, and the color one will go as your #1 image. Okay, so let's pick a, that one pops pretty good. That's a green one. Now you can use a snipping tool or you can use paint, but they need to be 1,000 by 1,000 or bigger. You just get it right around 1,000 by 1,000, that'd be great. And this one's just gonna let me copy this image. So I'll copy it. Actually, I'm gonna save it so I can go into paint. Basketball wall, and I have a folder here that says overstock listings, basketball wall vinyl 1. Save. I do the other one. Sorry, it doesn't like me right now. We don't want to save it with a, let's get that box in it. Maybe we'll just do this. I'll show you the other way to do it too. So click on it, and now if you have a snipping tool, you can do it that way too. So I click on my snipping tool, a new one, and then I like to get inside of this so I don't have to erase the lines. And for the pictures, it's okay if we have centimeters on here because we have inches in the description, so that's not a big deal. Don't worry about getting rid of that. So save as, basketball wall vinyl 2. Save. Okay, so those are in there, and now I'm going to pull up paint. And then put those into the right dimensions. 1,000 by 1,000 at least. There's my one, nice green. You can tell exactly what it was. So this one's pretty square. It's gonna work out great. So I just put file, save, there it is, file, open the other one, should be right next to it, there it is. Resize that one, very good job making that one square too. Okay, now those are saved. We've got to do one more thing for the picture here in a minute that I'll show you, okay? Let's go back to our listing. And this is all set. We've got our title in here. We've got our inches in there. Okay, we know that's all staying. No warranty, all that stuff. What we need to go down to probably is the supplier cost. Okay, we're going to get that from the sheet. The Google Drive doc that I shared with you. Wall vinyl spreadsheet. Now we did forget one thing, so we have to go back and put the SKU in. So this lets us know what sold. Oh, in fact, I put a title at the beginning. I put the title in here. The title goes here. This is where the SKU goes. Maybe you noticed. My mistake, but this will be good. You get a real good detail of how this works. Okay, so there's my SKU. Remember, this has to be product. There's my title. Now let's find our price. That's how we get, that's the price we're getting it for. We're going to sell it for $23.99, and then we're going to suggest that Overstock sell it for $32.99. supplier cost, 23.99. Suggested selling price is right above that. So go ahead and put 32.99 in there. These are two more things that we're going to have to fill out. These are, you know, pretty not super important, kind of generic. We can just put in the title, abbreviated title for these. So if we put eat, eat, sleep, basketball. That'll be fine for this one. Okay. That stays, that doesn't get changed. Remember, we changed that earlier. This is all stuff that's not changed. This is all stuff that's not changed. Now, one thing you'll notice is it does not have UPC in red, but if we don't put it, for some reason, I don't know why they don't have it red, but it has to go in there. So, and you have a UPC codes that I gave you. So just use those. As you go down through and use those, mark those red when they're used, otherwise you're going to get an error. So I have some UPC codes sitting in my email here. I'm going to go snag one, copy it, get back to my spreadsheet. Okay, so now my UPC code's in. Alright, everything's all set except for the picture. That is unless I forgot something. So product image 1 is right here, and that'll be the color one if you've got a color one. If it's just black and white, that'll be the only image and it'll go right there. And then color product image 2 will be our black and white in this case. Alright, so let me tell you, it's going to pull the image from online, and so we have to have a place where it can do that, like an open source place. And what we're going to be using is a website called Imager, and I've given you access to my Imager account so that you can get the, basically save the pictures there and then pull them from there. So we'll go do that. We're in my Imager account now, and you've already logged in. I'll give you the, like I said, give you the login and all that. And if you click on Rose Trend, go to Albums. We're gonna make a new album. We'll just call it Overstock Fall Vinyl, and it's public, and we can save this wall vinyl in there. And you can see it was some that we've already done. So let's just click on a couple of those, save those in our album, and now we can see that. Okay, so we've got to pull those images from Paint. And you basically go to add images here, like I showed you. Browse. And you should save these in a file on your computer so that you can get to them quickly, like I did. And then just open. And we should have our new pictures. There's one, there's two. Okay. And then you can just work with them here if you want. If you want to put them in the album, you can. Okay, so this is what we need to copy, the direct link for the color. Copy that, go back to the spreadsheet. Okay, there's one. Oh. Don't want to delete my image here. Yeah, you can do editing in here too if you want to change it up. Okay, just save it back. Sorry, I keep clicking on the edit button. There we go. Direct link again. And this process is going to go much faster for you. I'm just going slow. So I'm trying to talk and make sure I get everything right. Okay, so we have our two pictures. And the last thing we need to do is check our color is black. They're both black. That's fine. The pictures. Traditional is fine for this one. And then this is sports. Let's see if there's a sports category. I think there is. There it is. So change that to sports. That'll just help people when they're searching. The last thing you're going to want to do is just double check and make sure you've got all the red filled in before we go to upload this onto Overstock. So it looks good. That looks good. Good, good, good. 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 We should be good, but it will tell us if we do something wrong. So save it. Make sure you always save it, because then that way, if we make an error, we can, or you make an error, we can fix it. Eat, play, basketball, ball vinyl. And I'm going to put that in my folder list on Overstock so I know where it is. Okay, now that's saved. The last thing you need to do to get this listed is to go to Supplier Oasis. This is the new name for Overstock. I'm actually going to show you how I log in. So you just sign in. I'll give you the username and password for this as well. Oh, it didn't ask me to log in, but I'll give you that. It'll have a sign in and login and a password. So now I'm in. On the left-hand side is where you need to go, and we go to Products, Inventory, it'll pull up for us, and we're going to import this spreadsheet. Here we go to Import, Products. We're going to browse for our file that we just did. That was Eat, Play Basketball Vinyl. Open. And the job name can just play, just so you know what we're dealing with here. Eat wall vinyl. That's funny. And then the last thing you're going to do is click Upload. It says thank you, file upload is being processed. Here's our job number, and we click here to check immediately after. And it's not displaying anything, but let's click on back to file logs, and it's telling us that it's in progress. See, here's a bunch that I was doing that I messed up on. What we want is this to say successful. Okay, and so we're gonna have to wait a second to see whether this comes through successful or not. Okay, you can also Well, you can also access it down here in Tools. Go to Tools and then go to File Logs. It'll show us what's going on there. Okay, so I'll come back in a second and show you kind of what that looks like when that is done being processed, and we'll finish up the video. And we did get an error, so this will be good to show you what happens when you get an error. You can figure out what's wrong. Okay, and then we'll get it successful. So it says failed. Just go to download error file, and it will download it for you over here. And then make sure you enable editing. And it'll give us when I've been doing this, it's been coming back gray with nothing in here, and then in a second, it'll show us what we did wrong, hopefully. So the product variation UPC must be between 12 and 14 characters. UPC value, so I didn't like my UPCs that I used. Maybe I used a weird UPC. Let's see. Okay, and then we see if we can fix this. Oh, our sheet's protected again. File, let's unprotect our sheet. And just go back. It says it must not contain more than 14 characters and must not contain less than 12. So let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, actually, I don't know. They need to be 12, and this grouping of UPCs right here is giving me 13. So I will snag. Actually, I'll go snag the ones that I gave you because I know they're good. Let me get back to that. PC codes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I guess those are 13 too, but they didn't like my code. But let's see if we can get this to work. So I'll copy this. It may not like the way that I saved it, so go save this one again. Save as. And I like to do, if I haven't, changed it. There's error file. I just changed it to eat wall vinyl 2, and that'll just let me know that this is my second attempt. This is the improved one. So save that, and then you're just going to go back in and upload it like you did before. So I'll stop the video now, and then I'll show you if it was successful or if we got another error. I've uploaded the spreadsheet again. Here's our new job. Click on that. Oh joy, it gave us another error. Well, we're gonna learn really well what we're doing here. So we gotta download that file again, and I'll just stop the video and get ahead to where the error is so we can go through that. Thanks. Good, so these are simple errors. I'm kind of glad I'm making them to show you, because you're going to go through a little bit of this and then you'll get really good and you won't make any errors. So I've downloaded the sheet again, and it says variation SKU, that's this SKU. If we had multiple SKUs, it would tell us which one it was the problem. Is missing values of required attributes. So this is what we need to see in the parentheses here, period. So we probably don't have any information for period. Okay, don't worry about this stuff, that's just our ID. Okay, so we can go down to the period, which is one of these red ones, and see what the problem is here. So scroll down. It's missing, I probably left it blank. There it is, left it blank. And that has to be filled in or it's not going to be successful. And for period, we're not doing, this is more for like fancy art, so if we just do NA for these, that's fine. So now I've got it, and I'm going to save it again, and I'll see you in a second, and hopefully it'll be successful this time. Good, so this is what we want to see. I went back and uploaded it again. I call this one Eat 3, and it says successful. So that means we're fine, and it's going to go through. Just, everything's great. Okay? So actually, I'm new to this too, and so it's good to be walking you through this. And we got a couple of really simple errors, and then we got a successful one. Okay? So make sure that's what you want, is the successful, and then the failed. And I can help you if you've got some kind of an error that you don't know how to fix. Again, if any errors, you just download the file, go back, it'll tell you what it is. And for now, probably let's try to go one at a time. And when you've been listing for a while, we can try multiples at a time. Okay, great. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it. Bye.